right. Welcome to another edition of Return to Ele'thias D&D 5th edition campaign. Excited to have you with this. Sorry for the incorrect note on the closing slide. It said Monday, July 4th. That's because July 4th is normally near a weekend and not on a Wednesday. But it is today, July 2nd, still Monday. So sorry for that at the end of the end slide that's been up all week on the Twitch channel. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started here shortly. Let me give a quick recap of what happened on the last game. So, the party was ambushed. The party was ambushed by spiders. They handled them quite readily. Spiders were defeated. And then they went to down the hall with these like kind of creepy green light. Encountered a Ulva, a specter sort of individual who basically attacked them with a lot of his minions.
No,
that's right. Perrin.
I did not.
Perrin.
Perrin, sorry.
Yes. Yes. Perrin got that early shot off. Of course, sparking the fight. Thank you for reminding me about that. And then
lies, all lies.
It's on video. So like
Total deception.
Exactly. So the minions attacked the party. Party dealt with the minions. Discovered that the corpses of the miners were down there, and it's likely that the entity is the one that brought those miners to an untimely end. Having completed their just cleaning out of the mine, they went back to the surface, expecting to be able to just walk out of the mine. Instead, were confronted with three of the guards that were stationed outside when they went in. Those guards then not only refused them exit, but tried to kill them. To which the party handled them rather nicely by playing a little bit of hide and seek inside the mine, taking care of the guards. They left one of them outside with a note to Mr. Boyd, saying that they still wanted their payment, and then made their way back toward the town. So, it is a little bit after dark when you arrive back in town after your 3-mile walk from the Goldrun mine to Gittins. Being this late, you may be on your way back. You may be thinking about your coin, perhaps thinking of revenge. More likely, you're probably thinking about your stomachs at this time. So that third carnal need leads you through the doors of Valis' tavern, exhausted, covered in dirt and spider gore. Messiah sees you, lets out an exclamation, immediately shouts for Vera to grab some drinks and fresh food. Others in the tavern notice you, the condition of your clothing, and the splotches of dried blood on your skin. A few gape, but a few others kind of mutter among themselves. So you guys get seated at a table by Basilio, and afterwards Vera also sits down food and drinks and asks, "So what the hell happened to you lot?"
Court will point at his injury. Spider, sword, dwarf thing.
Spider, sword, dwarf? What?
He'll point to each individual injury, like, this is a spider bite, this was a sword, this was from a dwarf gremlin, whatever it was.
Wait, you said as a Darvjek in the Gold Run mine?
More than one.
Was.
There was.
That was only what they seemed to be. We don't know for sure.
And
That's
it's not like they're
disturbing.
there anymore.
That's disturbing. Those buggers are aggressive. They're not planning to invade, are they? The Lord's definitely gonna want to hear about that.
Oh yeah, don't forget about the other injuries you received. I believe they were from the blades of the Lord, if I'm not mistaken.
I just think Mr. Boyd is corrupt. Oh yeah, by the way, Mr. Boyd tried to kill us.
I'm not sure that's a discussion that we want to be having quite now in the middle of the tavern.
So as you quietly kind of, as quietly as possible try to say that, you see Basilio's eyes get wide. He says, so you mean to tell me that sack of shite tried to kill you in the mine? What the hell?
Well, it's not like he wanted to pay 400 gold to a couple of random commoners.
Yeah, but it's Lord Sator's gold, not his. And you see here Vera kind of walk by, and she's like, I never liked the noble types, especially piss ants like those who pretend to be nobles. Yeah, quite right, love. Nobles are what they are, but these pukes are just like us, with fancier clothes. Well, I don't like what Mr. Boyd did to you good folks. Not at all. So tonight's meal's on the house. And then
Very generous of
Basio utters something else about insulting about nobles, and then goes about his business. So you're able to just enjoy your meal and discuss the events and what you might be going to do next.
Bigby turns to the rest of the table and says, all right, notes to take for the future. If you claim to have been attacked, people will give you free food. And then he just starts chowing down.
Ha.
Also, I imagine word will get back to our friend Mr. Boyd that we've been seeing in town fairly quickly.
I mean, I did leave that on the note.
Yes, but I imagine they haven't been back to the mine yet.
Boyd would have figured out eventually, though.
Eventually.
How long did it take us out of character to get back here? Because we left kind of in the middle of the night, right? Or late evening.
As you were leaving the mine, the sun was just going down. It's about 3 miles from the mine back to town, so
So it's like kind of late-ish.
yeah.
You can probably walk 3 miles in an hour, give or take.
Yeah.
It's average walking speed.
Yes, that's right. He'll be checking out the mines come morning.
Should we perhaps be back at the mine first thing in the morning to meet him when he gets there?
Do you wish to deal with him? The one who pays him.
I mean, we can try and deal with him first.
He'll be back at the mine with reinforcements.
Oh, he's
Exactly.
he's probably expecting us to be dead.
Still, that man won't go anywhere by himself.
I mean, if it's just him and a couple of guards, I don't think that's an issue, is it?
Let him find our message and panic.
I just worry if he finds the message, he might leave and then come back with 24 guards rather than just 2 guards.
If we provoke him into fighting in the town, nobody here likes him. So we may be reinforced ourselves.
Agreed. The man won't try anything in town, hopefully.
Well, suppose he runs back to his lord, receives some kind of writ seeking our arrest, what have you. Whatever excuse he can come up with, really.
Fair point.
Returns. There are ways to counter that as well.
We have our contract saying he owes us money, so
Yes, but he can claim that we killed his man.
Don't start with the money. I would suggest if we wish to wait on him and leave it in his ballpark, so to speak, that perhaps come morning, some of you court your big, flashy, go around the town, spreading tales of our success and clearing out the mines.
I can do that.
Let it be known all through the town of Kittens. Then, whatever rumors come a few days after, probably false.
I still think we'd be better meeting him before he knows that we're still alive.
I'm in agreement there.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying if
actually
we are to wait, that would be one route we could take.
Well, if at least 3 of us agree to return to the mine before dawn, then I say we do it. Gord?
Bring our friend we've left there a bit of food as well.
Agreed.
That works for me.
Well then, should we meet back up outside the tavern before dawn?
Yes, before the light touches. We wish to be over at the mines before any real sun peeks out.
Well then, I don't
Just to
think
be
we
on
have
the safe
anything more
side.
to do tonight, do we?
I have some things I'll go take care of, but should be no problem.
Does that mean you're not going to finish your dinner?
You look down and the plate's like kind of half finished. Slide you my plate.
Woo!
Knock yourself out, big guy. Oh, I'll be back. Have some things to do before sleep finds me. I'll see you all in the front of the tavern come morning.
Yes, I'll be doing the same. I'm going to get off to sleep, I think. It's been a long day.
So, as it gets kind of late, you guys just kind of unwind a little bit, Tricky, finish your food. Big B, this is the 6th day of the week, so you realize with a flash, oh man, your little group is expecting you tonight at Fiven's house for their weekly late night spiritual imbibing.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, everything kind of got you messed up. And Perrin, you lead the local services for the Church of Eleon in the morning for the village. And while your manuscript is somewhat done, it's not completely done.
I'll wing it.
That's certainly an option. So you realize that, Corey, you probably think that the people you stay with, Queenie and Helki, are probably wondering where you've been and why you haven't come back yet. So
And Court will use Bigby's suggestion and spread word of their adventures this evening.
Yeah. So it might be just to check on them, and Rolsta, you have whatever it is you want to do.
I would like to, I usually have my own tent that is a little ways away from Gittins. I know a couple different areas that I've set that up. What I would like to do is kind of, I will be crashing for the evening, but I'm also planning on stashing my stuff in one of the trees. This does include the uncut gem that I brought with me.
Okay. Make a investigation check as you go to do that. Okay, 10. It takes a little bit, but you do find a tree that's nice and hollowed out and that you can kind of shove some stuff in and kind of lay
Okay.
up the hole.
Did you want to take the spooky ring and hide it in the same spot?
I don't have the ring. I believe that you have that, and I'm far away now.
Okay, I didn't know if you told us that you're hiding things or not, or so.
Nope.
I imagine not.
We didn't talk about it. Didn't happen.
Fair enough. I just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, I do believe that Realster kept that to herself. So yeah, so Realster, you go and you find a tree after a while, and that you could stash some of your things in. Court, you eventually make your way back to a kind of a you make your way back to a little small settlement of wigwam type structures that are on the kind of a little bit on the outskirts of the village, where people from your tribe have kind of made a home since they were pushed out of theirs not too long ago. And as you kind of arrive back at the kind of makeshift collection of wigwams at the edge of the village, you see the large fire that normally serves as the village cook pit is now nothing but dying embers. And you make your way to the lodge. You share with Wakini and Helki. Entering the flat, you see Wakini and Helki are both still up, and Wakini sees you. He says, "Ah, land brother, you've returned. Did you manage to get the sovereigns as you promised? We have some things to purchase in preparation for the harvest. A wagon axle cracked when one of the oxens collapsed during the work," Wakini says. And then Helki joins in and says, "Yes, and we will also need to purchase some more skins to repair the lodge. Rain is starting to come in through parts of the roof. So, where is it? Where's the sovereigns?"
Our payment has been delayed. The Lord is betrayed us. However, the payment I was able to retrieve out of the mine, I will forward to you guys now. And Court will reach into his bag and he'll pull out like 40 of the 59 gold that he has from the mine, and
Okay.
he'll distribute that among them.
They take the gold and says, "Bless you. This will definitely this will be a good start."
It's not the full payment. I intend to get the rest tomorrow, but it will do for now.
It will do quite well. At least we'll get the oxen back going again. We can't afford not to be able to harvest. Leaf fall is almost towards its center, and after that, it's just going to get colder. And Helki also nods to this, and she, you see that she's kind of laundering some of the skins that her family typically wears in the back as you come in, and Wakini looks at you and says, "This is why we lived on our own. This is why our tribes roam the lands. These nobles, they have no honor." They just
After
take
today's
what is theirs.
experience, I couldn't agree with you more.
This means that you gave this out of your own personal pocket, Court. I can't tell you how much we appreciate that.
It is my duty to provide for my tribe.
Yes, well, I hope that you get your gold. Do you know where this Boyd, you know where he stays?
I do not, but I intend to find out.
All right. Well, if you do, if he doesn't give you your gold, don't hesitate to put an axe right between his eyes. At that,
Me and my-
Helki goes, "Wakini." Hey, I'm just saying.
I'd probably start with his fingers first.
I like that idea. Make him feel all the pain that you can before. Okay, all right. We can't do this, gentlemen. We can't.
I assume the kids aren't in the room.
No,
that
the
they
kids
have.
are asleep. The kids are asleep at this point.
Okay, I was like, I probably
she's
shouldn't
like,
have made that
I
comment
can't.
if they were in the room.
She's like, I can't listen to this. I'm sorry. I just get carried away.
If nothing else, me and my companions have successfully cleared out the mines as we were tasked. So the industry will return to the town, and if need be, we can work in the mines and hopefully earn a living for anybody else. So,
As you say we can work in the mines, you see this kind of dark look get over Wakini's face, and he says, we are not dog check court. We do not belong deep underground mining rocks. We are people of the land. We belong farming and hunting, gathering. Even if jobs do open up in this mine, I can't see our tribe being willing to do it.
no, but it's a possibility. If nothing else favors us, it is a possibility we will have to consider.
He nods at that and says, "It's been hard on us, Court. It's been hard on us all. This place has been really kind. Kinder than most, but it's still been really hard on us."
Hang in there. We'll get through it together.
Indeed. So, you eventually finish your conversation with them and turn in for the evening. Unless you have anything else that you wanted to do.
He probably needs to go clean off some of the spider goo he's wearing.
Yeah. You definitely wash up before you take you sleep and stuff.
I'm gonna go sleep in my spider goo. Be right back.
Helki insists that you wash up before you lay down and stuff. In fact,
I'm amazed she let me in the room first.
Yeah, at some point she kind of notices like the stuff that you're covered in. She's go out and there's a pail out back. Just get it off. Oh, get out of here.
Stop dripping goo on my front doorstep.
Yeah. So, Bigby, you arrive at Fiven's little kind of cottage. And as you walk in, you see Fiven, Glesney, Maddie, and Donna. They acknowledge you as enter. They have already set up some small stools around the communion keg that's emblazoned with a lyre surrounded with vines of grapes, which is the symbol of the god Leontis. The wine has been prepared with some special ingredients from Fiven's shop to enhance the experience. Your sect believes that Leontis can still be experienced despite the silence of the oracle through the imbibing of a special fermented drink. You were skeptical when the monk first introduced it to you long ago, but you have had interesting experience after a few communions that eventually made you a believer. So, the 4 converts around you have been faithful to attend these late-night communion sessions for the last 3 months. You're not sure they are real converts or they're just drinking enhanced wine. Regardless, it's been nice to have some people to share your experience with. So, as you walk in, Fiven looks up and says, Big V, yeah, we were about to start without you, man. Do you mind doing the honors? He and everyone else have their eyes fixed on you.
And Bigby probably looks worse than Court did.
Yeah, Bigby does look pretty messed up.
Yeah, and as you walk in, they kind of like all start wrinkling their noses, like, what is that? Ooh. It's like, man, why do you smell so poorly?
Brothers and sisters, the gods demand much of us.
Yeah, I guess they demand that we put up with your stench, man. So come on in. You see a few of them kind of turn a little green as you walk in.
The great drink shall relieve us of this stench.
Uh, Man, I hope so. Maybe I should pour the stuff tonight. That you probably actually just let me grab you some water. So you see him like get up slowly, like walk towards another room inside of his house, and he brings out this kind of pail of water for you to wash your hand, at least wash your hands in.
If you can give me a few minutes, I will freshen up and relieve us of this unholy stench.
Yes, they more than willing are like, yes, please do go take care. Yeah, so you go and
Go
freshen
out
up.
back, wash off all the crap, change
Yeah.
into a new robe,
Yeah.
and
All right. So you wash up, get freshened up, and come back. And as you do, they're visibly relieved that you've gotten all the spider guts and stuff off of you. And they offer you a silver flask that you use on the particular keg. Fill that flask up, and then you start to pass it around the room. And as you do, each one gulps once and then passes it, another gulps and then passes it, and this goes around and around several times. And as it does, the ritual becomes faster and faster and faster as the cup is passed around until the last gulp is taken and the flask is dropped. I need you to do a Constitution and a Religion check.
Constitution save or just check?
Save. Yeah, Constitution save and a Religion check.
I believe I have advantage on this
right.
save, which doesn't matter.
13. Okay.
And an 8.
So, your vision kind of becomes blurry, hazy. Shapes and forms and objects bend and twist before your eyes. Brilliant colors erupt in a dance across your vision. The others are now haloed in a strange glow, and their faces are twisted in rapture. Some smile, some laugh, others just look content. You feel at peace, but also energized as the kind of delight of Ele'thias courses through you. You go to reach for that point of transcendence where you kind of feel one with your god, but you just come a little bit short. For some reason, reaching out, it's just not there. And even though you don't feel like you're going to pass out, you do feel a bit nauseous. Perhaps Vivian put too much of the other stuff in the wine. And they all kind of look at you, and they're like, and Viv is like, "Hey man, tell us some of that cool knowledge shite you're always talking about. What blessings for Leontis do you have for us tonight?"
On some nights, the gods wish to stay silent, and for us to impart our own wisdom on each other. Tonight is one of those nights. In vino veritas.
One of the others is like, "Well, all right, then, so what kind of wisdom do you have?"
One
Yeah.
should never enter a room while covered in spider guts.
Fivin goes, "Yeah. Yeah. I am so with you, man. Truth. You hear kind of a general assent amongst the circle.
It is apparent to me that during this wondrous time of the harvest, the gods wish for our wits to stay about us.
One of the others in the circle says, I have some wisdom to share. It's
Share it
really
with us.
good. I've really thought about this kind of before, but now that my senses are flowing, and all of a sudden you just hear another one off in the corner. And it just starts rolling, laughing on, yeah, the one's like, okay, so here is my wisdom. I don't know what it was. I had it. It's gone. It must
In
not have
vino
mattered.
veritas.
It must not have mattered. Fiven kind of like, it's alright, it'll
It's
come back
apparent
to
that-
you.
It is apparent that the gods wish for you to ruminate on this thought further.
Or the gods want you to shut up. And there's kind of a chuckle amongst the room. And the one's like, no, that might have been it. That I should just keep my mouth shut more often. Maybe we all should keep our mouths shut more often. Maybe we should never speak again. There's like this kind of pondering like act amongst the circle. They're like, huh. They're kind of mulling that over in their drugged state. Yeah.
When you do not speak, you are able to learn more of each other that is expressed without words.
Yeah! That's the wisdom I'm talking about right there! That's what we came here for! Yes! Inspiration! You are a warrior poet, man! A warrior poet! Yes! And after he says this, he kind of like gets this very vacant look and then just passes out. Just drops.
In vino veritas, brother. Sleep well.
So eventually, everybody, like, the ritual kind of is complete, and you don't pass out because you did well enough on your con save, but you notice that most of the people in the room eventually passed out, but you do kind of feel sick, like maybe you should tell Fiven how to prepare this wine a little more. He didn't get the whole thing when he did it. So you just kind of sit content on the floor, having passed out your wisdom for the evening. Perrin, you go back home to your parsonage inside of the village. As you walk in, you're kind of tired and dragged. You do see your manuscript on the table, but it's too late for that. You know, you're gonna do what you do so many times before. You're just gonna pull it out of your butt.
Yep, pretty much.
You kind of sit back inside the bed, think about all the things that's gone on today. Maybe that you didn't get to see Glennis before she left. That's kind of a sad thing. And just kind of doze off to sleep. Eventually, the sun rises, and it is early in the morning. who was going to make their way back to the mine?
We were gonna meet in front of the tavern, pretty much before any sun comes up, and we're gonna get to the mine just before the sun rises.
Okay.
That was the original plan. So Rilstra would be before the sun's even beginning to start coming up at the tavern, kind of leaning on the wall out front.
My question is how do you determine how to get up before the sun comes up? Like,
I mean, it's a farming town, you said, so most of the village is probably up before too late.
yeah. They get up right as like twilight, I guess, because let's just think about it. It's hard to determine before clocks, alarm clocks, when to get up, except by the sun.
You got a point. Could I have entreated my patron to arouse me before that time?
You can use have supernatural intervention there. Sure, why not? But yeah, so I'll say that you could, not quite the sun's up, but you guys get up around the twilight-ish hour as like the first like lighting of the sky occurs. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
There are no alarm clocks. So you guys kind of make yourselves get up. You're still a little tired, but you make yourselves get up, make your way to the outside of the tavern. Perrin, you would know this. The tavern is actually used for your services because there is no church in town. There is no church building. So the tavern is actually barren at this point. Your services probably start around 10 in the morning, so you've got a few hours before you have to be back and attend to the faithful.
And it took us an hour to walk to the mine?
Yeah, about an hour and a half, something like that.
So we're gonna need to go there, do whatever we need to do, and come back.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pin a note to the door saying that service has been delayed until this afternoon
Okay.
due to unforeseen circumstances.
Okay. You pin that, write out a little bit of note, telling the congregants that arrive. I will say this, you better tell Basio, because he's going to want to set up for lunch. So you're going to have to get a word out to him somehow, or he's going to be put out.
If it'd be a big problem for him, then I'd probably say it'd be delayed until tomorrow morning rather than this afternoon. If that would be easier for people.
Okay, so you're going to delay services till the first day of the week? Okay, let me give you a little... they kind of work on like we do, with weekends being the time kind of like where people are able to get out, move about, and they're not like working. So you would know that kind of switching the day like would probably not work for people. You could say services are canceled completely. Might get a few eyebrows raised, but that would probably be a better option than trying to move them.
We did just roll through the tavern half beat up from exploring a mine. I'm sure nobody would blame you going, yeah, he's probably sleeping in.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest.
I will say also that you have somebody who is kind of like an acolyte of yours in town, who also kind of helps with the musical aspects of the service, who could probably fill in for you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Just let them know.
I'll slip him a note under his door, just asking
Okay.
if he can do a very short service without me.
Alright. She will read it,
Oh,
and hopefully that she will be able to take care of that. So that's what you do. So you're all gathered outside of the tavern. It is now, the sun is starting to just peek over the horizon as you prepare to head out to the mine.
So is everyone here?
Good to see you all made it. I'm assuming everyone's there, right?
Yeah, I mean, we agreed to meet here.
Okay. Well, let's head off. Are we setting an ambush? Are we lying in wait? See what all shows up?
We can maybe just stay somewhere out of sight until he shows up, I suppose.
There were those tents. We can hide in those tents if need be.
Or even just inside the mine.
I personally want to make sure that guy that we left doesn't starve to death, so I'm taking a corn bun with me.
It's been a day. He'll be fine.
We left him
I'm
out.
a halfling. My idea of how often people need to eat is much different from other people.
Not to mention, we did just leave him tied up outside in the middle of nowhere, so...
Yeah.
All right.
As
Being
well.
somewhat kind.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to the mine. It takes about an hour and a half. As you approach, make perception
I'm trying
checks.
to be sneaky too.
Okay, make stealth checks and perception checks.
Wow.
Okay, those stealth checks are generally good. So are those perception checks. Alright, so as you guys kind of... It's hard to hide out here because it's like open plains with a few trees here or there. But you try to keep your footsteps down, lay low, not look like you're anybody threatening. As you kind of approach the mine, you do it kind of from a side where it looks like you're kind of try to keep out of the view of the camp. Looking toward the door, you do see the individual that you left there, still tied up, kind of, I guess, in the trying to sleep at this point. Yeah, so he's kind of sleeping at this point. You don't see anybody else inside of or around the camp.
Okay.
And the mine door is still closed.
Okay. Like we left it.
Mhm.
So I would like to find some kind of nearby tree, I suppose. Climb up that and lie in wait.
Alright.
Court will check on our tied up minion, make sure the note's still there, make sure he's still got a pulse and he's just asleep, kind of that.
Yeah. So, real straight, it takes a few minutes to find a tree worth climbing, but you eventually do find a tree. It gives you a decent enough view of the camp. Court, as you approach the individual, you can see that he's alive. I think he's trying to shield his face as much as he can from the lighting of the sky. At this point, trying to sleep. He does hear you approach and kind of give a start. Did you guys leave him gagged, or did you just tie him up?
I believe we left him gagged.
Okay, so he goes... And he looks and sees you, and you can see the look of fear on his eyes, like, oh no, they came back. The note, it's still there, at his feet.
It almost seems like you're not happy to see us.
If Court knows that Big B brought him food, he'll remove the gag so Big B can feed him some.
Oh, why did you come back? I thought you were going to spare me. Ah.
I mean, I was planning on giving you this corn bun, but if you don't want it, I mean...
Yes, here. I'm starving. He, like, as you hand him the corn bun, he just devours it. Just devours it up. Oh.
So I take it Mr. Boyd hasn't come back then?
No, I haven't seen anybody all night. I've heard a few noises. You left me out here. There are wolves and stuff out on these plains.
There aren't wolves. There are weasels, but there aren't wolves.
Make a nature check.
Oh, well.
Actually, after you say that, you think a minute and say, oh yeah, there are wolves out on these plains, especially on this side of the river away from town. Oops.
No, I'm gonna stick with my lie.
In your head, that's just like, oops. It's like, I heard them, man. I heard the wolves.
That's probably just your mind playing tricks on you. I'm sure you're rather dehydrated.
He just kind of, he just shakes his head vigorously and just kind of just gives up. Like it's no point arguing with you about it.
I'll uncap my water skin and offer it to him.
Yeah, he takes that as just as greedily as he took the coin.
It's not water.
Oh, it's not. Oh,
It's liquor.
Oh, it's liquor. So he drinks a little bit of it. It's like, that's good. That's not water. Ooh. Wow, that's strong, man. That's strong. Whew. In fact, he's gonna do a con check. Not like that. Okay, his mod's probably one or two. He holds it down though.
Make sure to give Boyd our regards. Court, if you would do the honors to regag him, and then we'll be off.
Okay.
Court does his request and goes to find a hiding spot.
Oh.
Yep. I make it look like we're walking away until we're like out of eyesight from him,
Sure. Sure.
and then we'll double back and hide.
As you
around.
walk away, you notice he just kind of slumps back down again. Totally defeated and humiliated. Alright, so you guys back away from the mine. And you wait. Wait for 15, 30, 45, an hour. Hour stretches to 2, then 3. After about 3 hours, you still haven't seen anybody come back to the mine.
Perhaps we should go interrogate our friends some more.
I don't think that'll be of any use to us. As I say, climbing down.
He obviously knows nothing.
Clearly.
Yeah, there's something saying the fact that no one's come back to find where he is.
I think
Perhaps
he would
just
have.
expected his own gods to die as well. Cover up the whole bloody mess.
But that wouldn't make any sense, because either we died or the guards died. We couldn't. It seems very likely that we'd all be dead.
It's true, but neither group had a key to get in or out.
That's true.
So it didn't really matter one way or another. Whichever group did survive wouldn't have probably lasted very long in his eyes.
He's even stupider than he looks if he expects that to have happened.
I make no excuses for him. Perhaps we take this to the duchy proper.
Perhaps we could maybe ask where this Boyd person lives and pay him a visit.
Oh, I would fascinate with that. We do still have the contract, do we not?
Yep.
You don't have the contract. He has the contract.
I thought we were given a copy of it.
No, you just signed it.
Yep.
Oh,
So, let's do this then. Let's figure out where he lives. Maybe we can even get that contract back. Assuming, of course, he didn't burn it. I'd have burned it.
We should probably let this guard go now. He's no use to us here if no one's going to come back.
Agreed.
Do as you will.
Court will stomp back over to the mine and pick the guy up, or move his gag and cut him loose.
Alright, so you move the gag, you bring up your hand axe, and he like gets this awful look on his face. No! No, no, no! And then you cut his bonds. He's like,
He'll just make sure he's walking steady, and he'll push him towards town. He's like, get out of here.
As he walks past the group, I'll kind of glare him daggers and say, if I ever see you in Gittins again, your throat is mine.
He nods and just starts to run off.
have a nice day.
Shake my head.
He doesn't run very well either. He's exhausted, so he's kind of like it's sad looking to watch him try to run off.
Alright, so, any of you lot imagine where this boy might live?
Nope.
Imagine someone in town will know.
I can't imagine that man living among the civilians. He must live at the state.
Perhaps.
Out of character, would any of us maybe know?
You would not.
Okay. Well, let's make for the town then and ask around.
All right. So it's probably about mid-morning now. As you guys kind of try to make your way back towards town. As you arrive about a little before noon, back in Gittins, you see the town has already gotten started. There's people don't really work on the 7th day of the week, but people are milling around, talking to one another, enjoying kind of some light recreational activity, as much as you can expect from a small farming town like this. The tavern is open. People are coming in and out.
Do I know of, we know most of the shops around here. Is there like a jeweler of any kind or no?
Not in a village like this, no.
I figured.
To find a jeweler, you'd have to probably go to Rating Hold.
Yeah, like the proper duchy. Okay. Very well. I'm going to kind of separate at this point and kind of begin asking around. I'm also going to go collect my things during this time.
Okay. Those of you who are going to be asking around, go ahead and roll me investigation check.
Could I do it with advantage as they are aiding me?
Sure.
Cool.
Could I make a persuasion?
Sure. You can add a persuasion to that. Okay. You ask him. You spend some time. It's around the lunch hour, so you go into Basilio's tavern, and you see a few people see you, Perrin, and are like, "Huh, okay." And then like everybody's like, just enjoying lunch or having conversation. So you guys kind of talk to a few people. You hear various responses like, which is odd. Like they've never heard of Mr. Boyd. nobody matching the person that you described has ever lived in the town itself. And they don't. You get a general impression that people here, other than that one time where he came in the tavern, Mr. Boyd's not a frequent visitor to Gittens.
Okay. After, I assume we do this for about like an hour or so.
Yeah, I
before,
mean, you spend about an hour and a half just chatting people up, trying to figure out anything you can on Mr. Boyd.
I thought the guy who ran this place knew Mr. Boyd.
No, he doesn't know Mr. Boyd. He actually commented on just the fact that he's a pretend noble. He doesn't know the man.
Okay.
After that amount of time and what we've found, I assume we attempt to reconvene at the tavern.
Okay.
Well, we know the state is like a couple miles down the road.
Yeah, the Lord Sather's estate's about 4 miles down the road.
And I'm all up for a
March
trip
up to his
down
door.
to. I'm all up for a trip down to the estate or the duchy. Follow this rabbit hole. And take care of the rabbit. I don't know about the rest of you though.
I don't have any better ideas, but
Do we know who actually owns the mine?
Lord Sather definitely owns the mine.
Yeah, I think going to his estate seems like the way to proceed.
I mean, even if Mr. Boyd skipped town, we've done him a favor by clearing the mine, so.
Mm-hmm.
Are all of your affairs in order?
what?
Left to be done here today.
This is all I have to do today.
Right. Well, off we go.
All right.
And I've already gathered all my things, so.
Okay. So, you guys gather yourselves up, and you make your way to the Lord's estate. Now, you guys have never been here before, but if you've done any traveling between here and anywhere else, between here and Renning Hold or anywhere the other places outside, you can't really see it from the road, but there is a road that kind of branches off of the main road and then leads to the estate. So you know it's kind of off the path a little bit.
Right.
So you make your way south down the road. Let's see. And it's about 2 miles down this trek on the plains. And by the way, the Central Plains, for the most part, think Kansas or Oklahoma, or if you're like, I don't know, any other geography. If you get that idea, there's like large kind of windswept plains, maybe a little flat rolling hills here and there. There are clusters of trees, but mostly it's just kind of this tall grass field.
Big B gets attacked by a tumbleweed.
Yes. So it's
Big
about
B turns into a tumbleweed, probably.
yes. So it's about 2 miles down the road that you begin to see large wooden fencing that stretches across the vast sections of the plain on the let's see how, okay, on your right hand side, and it starts to like stretch across vast sections of land. Lord Sather, as you know, is kind of a rancher. He does cattle, and so he's been kind of expanding his herds all across the outskirts of Gittens and into the Central Plains itself. In fact, if you take a journey to Rinninghold or elsewhere, and during certain times of the year, it's hard not to run into one of these herds of cattle that are being taken to the market in Rinninghold itself. Eventually, though, you find the turnoff road, and the turnoff road leads a little ways down until you run into this like small wooden stockade, and there is
I don't want to interrupt you too much, but just like before we actually turn down that road,
okay.
Could I kind of check around at the crossroads and see if it's been recently traveled or no?
Make a survival check. I mean, this section of road is often traveled, so yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Also, before we get too far away, when we went back to the mine to free what's his name, Court would have liked to collect that spider head that he kept for evidence, just so we can have it again.
Ew.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too difficult
You're
to do.
carrying a slightly rotting
Yeah,
spider head now.
It's in another bag.
yeah.
It's only a day old. It's
yeah.
probably fine.
It's still intact. It's starting to smell. It's still intact.
That's nasty.
Yeah. So you guys
Better we present some evidence.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys start to turn down the road. You come up again against this small wooden stockade. It's overseen by a small guard tower. And as you approach, the guards see you coming. Do not appear to be particularly concerned. They just kind of keep your eye on you. And as you approach kind of the gate to the stockade, a guard comes out and says, "Halt right there! This is the estate of Lord Griffith Sather. State your business or please leave."
I've kind of got my hood up.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
We have quite urgent business with Lord Stafford. We appear to have encountered someone pretending to use his authority for something.
The guard kind of gives you an odd look. Somebody using Lord Sather's authority. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think we should discuss that with you as such. It's quite a sensitive matter. We'd much rather discuss it directly with the Lord. I'm sure he'd want to hear this immediately.
He's like, all right, fair enough. But I'm afraid Lord Sather doesn't take uninvited guests who are not of some importance. No offense.
Well, I'm sure if the message got to him, he'd want to speak to us himself.
Well, and even if he did, he's not here at the moment. He's currently attending services in Rinninghold. If you're lucky, you'll be maybe able to talk to his chamberlain and entourage as they ride by. They're due back sometime before evening. You're welcome to wait out here. Just don't cause any trouble.
Can you confirm for us that there is a Mr. Boyd under Lord Sather's employ?
He looks at you. We see, like, the wheels turning in his head. He says, "Never heard of the guy. Never heard of Mr.
Yes.
Boyd."
That's exactly our point.
Oh, great. He is impersonating as a... I forget what the technical term
Agent.
for it is. As an agent of...
Of the Lord.
Thank you.
Well, if that's true, yeah, I agree. The Lord will want to know that. Like I said, you're willing to wait out here till the entourage arrives. And he kind of wanders back to the guard tower.
Well, I guess we just have to wait then.
Suppose you should have asked if they had a guest room or some such we could wait in. That way, at the very least, we could take a look around.
Oh, it's nice enough outside, and Heron's just going to find some shade under a tree or something and just lie down in the shade.
Okay.
Very well. I would like to I guess if we're waiting here, practice with the hand crossbow.
Sure. Take a few attacks. All right.
It's pretty dang good, actually.
Yeah. Your attacks are on the mark. Bringing out your crossbow and shooting things did give the guards a little bit of a pause, but when they see that you're just kind of target practicing to pass the time, they just kind of give you don't worry too much about you.
I'm just like taking pot shots at a tree.
Yeah.
Invite them to join us. Make a game of it. Who knows?
Suddenly, Big B jumps up and says, ooh, shoot at me, shoot at me!
That would end badly and hilarious at the same time.
Are you gonna shoot at him?
Do it!
Stand still right there for a moment. And then I set a ration on his head. I'm gonna try and shoot it off.
Okay.
The classic apple on the head.
Sure. Yeah. Not only do you shoot it off, the bolt goes right through the apple, dead center, and into a tree right behind him.
I think I've got the hang of this device now. Neat little piece.
So you guys kind of just dally about for about an hour or so. Then finally, give me a perception check.
God damn.
I'm snoozing under a tree, so I probably
Yeah,
don't.
parents
Unless
take
it's
it.
hearing things? Is it hearing? Suppose if it's-
Yeah, it is a hearing thing.
Okay, well, I'll do it then.
Okay. Yeah, so as you guys are just kind of waiting there, you see sorry. You see this retinue of hoofbeats kind of sounds in the distance, and eventually, as you hear them getting closer. As you watch, a line of horses returns. The stockade is opened a bit to admit most of them, mostly arrayed in armor, as if ready for a fight. A few horses carrying various servants seem to also ride by, barely giving you any notice. But one particular individual, dressed in like this elegant, gaudy type robes and wearing a gray powdered wig, noticed you and then heads toward your position. By his disposition and posture, you could tell immediately that he is from Tenedoir. He rides his horse up, keeps his eyes on you, and walks up to speak with the guard. He and the guard exchange a conversation, he nods, and then he walks in your direction. He says, I am sorry that you are waiting, Monsieur and Madame. My name is Rene Rochette. I am the Chamberlain to Lord Sather. Lord Sather typically does not see guests of your type, especially when they are unannounced and not invited.
He would want to know of our presence regarding his gold mine, or mine.
He kind of looks, he says, well, I'm afraid that is impossible. Let me assure you, for one, it is not done. The Lord does not take people for no reason. And you better have business. And on the other hand, he is in running cold. He stayed behind after services. He has business for another week there. He will be back the next 7th day. And I will be happy to take your complaint and petition you have to Lord Sather personally, for a fee, of course.
We do not have a petition for Lord Sather. We come bearing him information that we believe he will want to have.
Ah, yes. Well, I will be sure to give him that information as well. Of course, for the small fee.
Well, that's fine. When we eventually see Lord David, we'll tell him that you delayed us giving him information about people pretending to use his authority when they do not have it. I'm sure he won't mind that he didn't hear about this for another week. That's fine.
He laughs. Without me, you will never see Lord Sator, and he will never hear from you. So, let's try this
Well,
again.
That's fine. I mean, he'll hear about it eventually, if not from us, from someone else. And
So let's-
maybe he'll do a bit of digging around and he'll find out that some other people had this information a week or two ago or a month ago. But if you feel that's fine, then that's fine.
I do feel that's fine, unless of course you would like to pay the fee.
I mean, why aren't we telling this fine man the information before we try and blackmail him?
I'm not trying to blackmail anyone. I'm simply stating the chain of events that is likely to happen if he stops trying to extort money out of us.
Sir, do you know of a man that may be in Lord Sather's employ by the name of Mr. Boyd?
He gives you kind of an odd look and he says, I do not know of any such individual.
Mr. Boyd contacted us contacted the town of Gittens about a week ago, looking for volunteers to attempt to clear Gold Run Mine for Lord Sather. He arrived about a week later and offered us the job.
You see this look of confusion on his face. This is so well, the Lord did set out a bounty for clearing out the mine, but as for this Mr. Boyd, I have never heard of him in my life.
Well,
That's
if that's the
strange.
case, we come to claim the bounty for clearing Gold Run Mine.
Or is that so? Well, that may be the case, and of course we will have to go in to inspect the mine and so forth, and I'm afraid that I cannot just give you the Lord's money. You will have to be given that by his permission. And again, it will require a petition. And I will certainly be glad to bring that petition to him.
Of course, you can give him our petition, and court will produce the severed giant spider head.
Ugh, please just take that thing away.
No. You want to give him our petition? This is our petition.
That's it.
You want proof that Gold Run Mine is clear? Here is a resident of Gold
That
Run
is
Mine,
only-
no
that's-
longer living.
That's not full proof. You could just have killed one and just left. Anyway, I
We'd be
will
happy
need
to
a
escort some guards to the mine and show them that it's empty.
Yes, and we will do that in time, but I will need your petition for Lord Sator to send you the gold. That will not work.
I can write it really nice across the spider's head.
No. I will write the petition for you. But I will only do it if you pay the fee.
And you can take the fee right out of our reward.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Eight.
Oh yeah.
He says, I do not know if you even get a reward. So, look, I have things to do. The state needs to be taken care of. I do not have time for this. Are you going to pay the fee?
Fine,
or
fine,
not?
sir. I have a strong reason to suspect that this Mr. Boyd is attempting to claim the bounty for himself. Is there any way that we can make sure that he is not awarded the bounty? And we are.
Rilstra, make an investigation check. He looks at you, Bigby. He says, "If someone by the name of Mr. Boyd comes here, I will assure you that we will keep that under consideration."
In that case, I would like to write a petition, and I am willing to pay the fee.
Ah, that's very good.
What is the
Somebody's
fee?
in the reason. Oh, the fee is very, very, very small, minute, but it might be more difficult for people such as you to assemble, but I would be glad to bring a petition to Lord Seta for 20 gold sovereigns.
And how much is the bounty for the mine?
The bounty for the mine, according to the contract, was 100 gold sovereigns
Yeah,
for each of you.
but the contract's bullshit.
No. The contract we had with Mr. Boyd was bullshit. The bounty was confirmed as the real deal.
The bounty is still 400 gold?
That
It was 100 apiece.
I'm asking the guy.
he looks at you and says, "Well, yes, the bounty was supposed to be 100 gold per individual."
Alright, that's fine. I'll take out 20 gold,
Huh.
and
It's very much appreciated, Monsieur. He takes the gold, snatches it out of the way. Now let me write out your petition, and it is what?
if it is alright with you, I would like each of my companions to also look at this document before it is sent to
Very
Lord
well,
Sather.
very well. I will let you look at this. So distrusting.
I believe that someone just attempted to swindle us and have us murdered using a very similar contract.
This is not a contract. I'm just writing out what you're telling me. So, what is it that you want Lord Sater to know?
I'm sorry. Can somebody else talk for a bit? Out of character, I need to.
Okay.
This would be Perrin's line of work.
I mean, Aaron's kind of just rolled his eyes and walked away in disgust at this obvious swindle.
Yeah, I mean, Rilstra's in the same boat for the most part.
Court can write a contract, but he can't do a whole lot else at the moment.
So, just tell me what your grievance is. He's writing this stuff down. He's just looking for somebody to tell him what you want him, Lord Sater.
The individuals that cleared out the mine, Rilstra, fucking, I don't know the rest of y'all's last names.
Just give him our first names: Bigby, Court, Rilstra, and Wumble, or Perrin.
Group of peasants
Wish to
will,
claim the bounty for clearing Gold Run Mine.
It is in fact clear. Anyone that tries to present evidence to the contrary using our names and under the guise of this Mr. Boyd is false.
Mr. Boyd or other names. If he's masquerading under one name, there's nothing stopping him from claiming it under a different name.
So,
What does this Mr. Boyd look like? You give him
An
a
asshole.
description of Mr. Boyd.
Sorry about that.
Very
problem.
well. Anything else?
not for me.
We're good.
I'm going to trust that you guys said what needed to be said.
I think we got it.
He smiles and rolls up the parchment. Very well. I will be sure that Lord Sather is given the petition as soon as he returns.
Wondrous. And I start walking off.
Opens the
Bigby.
gates.
Bigby annoyedly looks at Court and says, "Why did you let Mr. Void's man go? We could have kept him as a witness."
We know he's in town rounding up his family. We can find him.
Don't think he's going to be all that cooperative. Well, I hope we can find him. Because I'm not sure if he has any family in town. Anyway,
Aaron are like a ways off, so it's just you two talking at the moment.
All right. So after he takes your petition, guard opens the stockade for him, and he gets back on his horse and he rides into the estate, and the gate is shut. Again.
Well, that was a waste of a day.
I couldn't agree more.
well, at least we know that Mr. Boyd is now a complete and utter asshole.
And we didn't know that from when he tried to kill us.
I mean, I thought he was just a corrupt politician at that point. I mean,
Well,
corrupt people in positions of power are not that uncommon. In
It's like
fact, I'd say about 100% of them are.
yes, and the sky is blue. So, on the subject of things that we need to know more about, I'm looking to make a trip to Renning.
That's very nice, but I do really think that we need to find that Mr. Boyd's man.
Don't get me wrong, I require materials so that I can discover what it is that ring we have is.
We have a raid.
Yes.
Court will pull out the bag with the spooky ring.
This is the first time Bigby has ever heard of the ring.
Right, you were unconscious for that.
I could discover what it can do, but I require certain materials that I'm not going to find in Gittins. I would have to seek Renning for it.
I don't think we want to leave Githens until this issue is resolved at the moment.
Personally, the issue is behind me at this point.
I still would like to get paid for our work.
Well, we also have these uncut gems that we can take and sell.
But we can take and sell those gems and be paid for our work. Also, in the petition, did we happen to write that we were staying in Gittins?
Nope.
Or did we just have some random people's names?
We had our own names and no others.
All right.
Hopefully this will lead to an investigation of the mines, and if all goes according to plan, we can collect the reward whenever they finish their inquiry.
I'm nearly 100% certain that Mr. Boyd has already reached and spoken to.
Well, all the more
What's his
reason
face?
for running them, is it
Lord
not?
Sather.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, his man there didn't seem to have ever heard of him, so...
Precisely. And he seemed quite intent on the fact that no one could get a meeting with him except through him. But, on the off chance, I do think it's prudent to seek him out in Renning.
Yeah.
It's another thing on my list to do there. Regardless, I am heading there.
Well, let's talk as we walk then. I'm fine with going.
Fair enough. Court, do you mind if I take the ring?
And Court will hand off the ring.
Still
You
wrapped
want
up.
to get running now before we head back to Gittins?
I'm always ready to travel. That's why I made sure of my affairs before leaving, why I asked.
Okay.
If you all need some more time, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, let's be honest. I've been trying to leave this bloody town for as long as
Yes, you have.
I've been. I honestly don't need an excuse to leave that place.
Court, Perrin.
Very well.
Are your affairs in order? Can you make for the trip?
As near as can be expected.
Agreed. We should. I must alert my companions and let them know where I'm going. But
Do we need to head back to Gittins, Ben?
Well, certainly
Court?
not. Us.
if we are going all the way there, I wish to let my family know where I'm headed and ask if they require anything. I'll be an hour or so, and we can leave.
How long does it take to get to Gittins from here, and how long does it take to get to Renning from here? Well,
From where you're at now,
yeah.
to get to Gittins again, it was about 4 miles from where you are.
Okay, so a
now.
little over an hour.
Yeah.
Court could probably run it in a half hour. I mean, he's a big guy.
Now to get to Renning Hold, you'll have to go about 4 miles to the junction. From the junction, it's another 8 miles.
So that's
It's about 12 miles.
okay.
Road trip.
Yep. So if Court was to head back to Gittins and then back to Sithard Estate, he would need to go 20 miles to our 12.
Correct.
Have fun, Court!
Okay.
Unless
so
everyone else wishes to head back to Gittins.
Well, I mean, like I said, Court. You said it was like an hour walk back to town from
Yeah,
where we are.
it's about an hour
Court,
and a half, yeah.
If Court wasn't waiting on Big B walking speed, Court could run
Hey,
and make a
Big B
reasonable
is
pace.
faster than all of you.
I know. I'm just game mechanic wise. I know Big B is faster than him, but
I don't think it's faster than Rilstra.
Yeah? Or how fast is Real Strike?
I'm pretty fast.
keep in mind monks get a movement speed bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rose can double dash.
Okay, yes, but we're talking regular walking speed here.
Maybe.
I mean, Court can make the con save to just keep running for. I don't know what the run speed is. There's a rule somewhere for running.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not get bogged down by rules.
Right, yeah, don't worry.
Let's
about
make a decision. Do we want to head back to Gittins, or do we want to send Court back to Gittins while the rest of us head on, and then we just wait for him for like 2 hours when we get there?
I have half a mind to camp at the junction. We've spent most of the day already.
All right.
What time is it right now?
So you were at the tavern around noontime. Took about an hour and a half to do some talking. So that's 1:30. It took about another hour and a half to get. So it's probably around 3, 4 to get there. And there was another hour to wait. So it's probably about 4 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
okay.
like.
So,
So
God.
Court could make a run back to Giffins and then come back to the junction. We can camp by the junction and then head off first thing in the morning.
That's fair enough. Court, meet us at the junction.
all right.
Good luck.
And make sure you note you have the spooky ring now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're splitting the party.
Yes, we are.
Woo!
So, Court, you leave the group and start heading north to Gittins. The rest of you begin heading south to the junction where the kind of smaller dirt path that you kind of follow from here to Gittins turns into like this larger, more paved road that leads west to Riddinghold. So you guys begin moving that direction. Court, as you...
I was just going to say, like, later I also have something I wanted to talk about with the group on our travels, but after Court.
Sure, of course. Court.
Well, Court's just basically delivering a message, so...
Yeah. So, Court, you run into town. Give me a perception check as you arrive.
Well, I thought you said my family was camped on the edge of the village, so he wouldn't really...
it's still like, I mean, you're still generally speaking around the town. You'll have to go through the town to get to it. It's on the edge, on the outskirts. Okay. Not near the road. Your tribe wouldn't camp near the road. They're definitely more of a field type people. So yeah, so you kind of move your way through the town, headed towards to where your wigwam's at, and you notice that there is a general sense of alarm and concern rolling around.
Court will step aside and talk to the nearest civilian and ask, like, what's up?
Yeah, you grab a particular interest. Says, "Oh, you haven't heard? Mayor Cowan's daughter's been kidnapped by centaurs."
Where'd centaurs come from?
They're on the plains.
Actually, I suppose if Quartz is a fam from the plains, he probably should know that one.
Yeah, you would know out on the Central Plains that there are roving tribes of centaurs. But yeah, so yes. A rider came back not too long ago. Said that he barely escaped, but the wagon's trashed somewhere just before the junction to Ridding, to the road that leads to the hold. Everybody's upset. Some of us plan to go and see Lord Sather, but it's terrible. The mayor is in pieces. Her son, he's about ready to go out in the plains and decapitate a bunch of centaurs. We're trying to calm him down, but like it's. Do you know where Master Perrin is? Shepherd Perrin is.
Yes, he is down by the Sather Estates. We were planning a trip to whatever that town was.
Renning.
Riddinghold.
Renning. I was like, wait a minute. I totally just blanked on what it was.
Yes. As you say, it says, we need him. We need his spiritual guidance. What do we do? The mayor is she's overwhelmed with sorrow. We need him. We need his
cult. Drown your worries in ale. I'm not there. So.
No, you're not. It's okay.
Thank you for the information. I will relay your message and get back to you.
He kind of nods and then goes off. You do see several of the people, including the captain of the guard, Methany. He's kind of like gathered some people around him. You see there's like some furious discussion out near Basia's tavern. You don't see the mayor yourself as you kind of make your way to the town towards where your tribe lives. Eventually you do make it to where your tribe lives, and they don't seem to be as concerned as people in town, mostly because your tribe, while they feel kind of welcome, they don't really associate with the town that much. They kind of keep off to themselves. As you approach, you see several of the different members of your tribe going about their early evening tasks, getting ready for the meal. A few of them greet you, and then eventually you find Wakani, who is like teaching a few of his sons how to throw a spear off to the side. He sees you approach and says, The court. Do you know what's going on over in town? I hear a bunch of, we see a bunch of people running around. It makes us kind of nervous a little bit.
The mayor's daughter has been kidnapped, so they are organizing a search.
Really? Who would do such a thing?
Apparently a band of centaurs.
He kind of gives you nods. A band of centaurs? Doesn't sound like them. Centaurs tend to not be overly aggressive unless... That's strange.
My thoughts exactly, but...
Have you come to join us for dinner? We're about to roast a good deal of venison that we had a good hunt out of the plains today.
I would love to, but I am on a time crunch. My companions and I, who cleared the Gold Run mine, we must make a trip to Rinning. So I was coming to ask if you guys require anything from Rinning while I'm in that direction.
He gives you a pause. Look, you're going to the city. What for?
The elf that I cleared the mine with needs to make a trip down there.
Like kind of nod. He nods a bit and then he says, "But we're about to have to do the harvest, Court. I mean, you don't plan to stay there for very long, do you?"
No, I plan to be back within the week. We gave a petition to Lord Sather, and hopefully the matter of us clearing the Gold Run mine will be resolved before then, and we will have our money.
One of Wakani's sons says, You are going to make it back before the festival, right?
Out of character, what festival?
The Leaf Fall Festival is actually this coming weekend, so it's the coming 6th day. So you're in the 7th day of the previous week right now, so it's going to be next, for lack of better terms, Saturday.
I will make it. I will make my best effort to return before the festival.
You see him kind of smile. It's like, all right, we're gonna have it's gonna be a really nice festival out here. Lots of carnival acts. There may even be a circus that rolls into town. But I just heard rumors.
Save me a spot. I'll be back.
All right. So Connie nods and says tells you to have safe travels and to be back, and you kind of make your way back through. As you make your way back through the village, you can see that there is definitely some people who are very aggressively like telling Mafani they want to go out on the plains, but Mafani is like, look, we can't do that. We're I can't do that. We're gotta keep this, the village secure, and that they're going to send a delegation to talk to Lord Sather and so forth. The rest
And
of
you mentioned the captain of the guard is out there just talking to people.
He's trying to calm them down from being like a crazy mob and going out into the plains and getting themselves killed.
Court will go talk to the captain of the guard too, but I'll do that after the party has a chance to do stuff.
Okay. The rest of you have started to make your way south. Again, as you move out from Save, you still see these large fenced-in areas of land on the right-hand side of the road. You continue to go south. It's a nice day, though there is a cool breeze that reminds you that winter is just on the doorstep.
I thought we were waiting at the crossroads for Court to return.
We have to walk there, right?
Yeah. You had like a mile to the crossroads.
Yeah, we were
right,
talking
sorry,
about
from this
Wait.
No.
Yeah.
Are you talking about this crossroad here?
Yes.
No.
No,
I thought this
we're
one.
going down here.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you guys were making
Oh,
your
okay.
way to the south to the crossroads
Yeah.
down here.
Yes.
Okay. So, so you can feel the little chill in the air, but it's still overall pleasant walk. Plains are kind of quiet. this time of year. It being the 7th day of the week, there's not a lot of travel that goes up and down the roads at this point, and you just kind of enjoy the quiet amongst yourselves.
You don't suppose that he went back to report to Boyd or something, did you?
What, court?
Court?
Yeah.
He doesn't quite seem like the sneaky, double-crossing, backstabbing type, I don't think.
I suppose that's fair.
So that's just what the
Yeah,
sneaky,
no.
double-crossing, backstabbing type would want you to think. So...
If anyone here is a sneaky, double-crossing, backstabbing type, I think it would be Relstra.
Why do you say that?
You pick locks and stab people when they're not expecting it?
I've opened one lock with a key.
I've
Yes,
seen those thieves' tools.
To be
only
fair,
the
Court's got
truest
thieves.
thief uses a key.
Court has thieves' tools too.
Yeah, so I mean... anyway, just for the record, I confirmed that we had all affairs in order, just in case. And then the second we decide to actually head out and head to the city, he has to go back. Just food for thought.
I'm pretty sure he has a family in town.
You weren't expecting to go to Renning, Rostra.
Yes,
There's a difference
well,
between having your affairs in order for the day and having them in order for however long they're going to be gone for.
still. Boyd was gone within a day. Maybe he was still in town. Camped nearby. Who's to say? We've seen no one on these roads.
You travel for a bit further, and then I need everybody to make perception checks.
No matter.
Check and see if we can find some ponies.
Watch ponies.
Alright. Ilstra, you're kind of suspicious of everything already.
Yeah.
And so, as you guys are walking down the road, you get to a bend a little bit in the road, and there is this kind of, like, not a really large hill, but kind of rolling hill. But all of a sudden you start to hear the sounds of hoofbeats.
Of what?
Hoofbeats, sorry, hoofbeats. You hear, and they're coming off from your left-hand side. They're not coming up from the road or from behind. They're coming up
But from the
left-hand
plains.
side. Yeah, from the plains.
Do you hear that?
Near what?
Sounds like horses, but not from the road.
Court
wild?
shows up like an hour later with the information about the centaurs.
It's too late for that.
Did,
Yeah, this is happening
did
simultaneously.
the wild horses live on these plains? Is that something we'd know?
We know about cattle and then roving,
Make
but
a nature check.
Weasels have hooves, right?
Oh,
Perrin, you've lived here long enough to know that, yeah, there are occasionally wild horses that go across the plains, but to sound like this of several together is not normal, and it seems to be like at a full gallop. So unless they're running from some sort of predator, you also know that these plains are home to horse creatures known as centaurs, which they typically aren't seen. They're typically like far away from the road, out on the plains.
That's unusual, hearing this many horses galloping like that. Unless they're centaurs, but then why would they be so close? It seems odd.
As you walk down a little bit further, the sound gets a little bit closer. And then finally, you look over to that hill to the left, and you see 4 of them, centaurs, crossing over top of the hill. They are charging straight at you. I need you to roll initiative.
Ooh, goody.
And they're cows.
Yeah, and there are a few steers off on the fence over here. Those are purely
Oh,
maps.
those are the centaurs on the other side.
Yes.
I was
Those
like,
also happen to be
"That's a lot
cows.
more than 4. What the fuck?
Oh, and a huge 5 for initiative. Great. I'm gonna get trampled, aren't I?
I don't think it's even possible for me to roll a 5 anymore.
Ugh, rolled 7.
Oh. I was going to say, would I have time to cast Mage Armor between hearing that and this happening, but I didn't say early enough, so.
Sure. I'll
Yeah, it's
give
an
you that.
action. Iron Eclipse is all the way up to 16, guys.
Nice. Me too.
Okay.
Get wrecked, though.
Bigby, you see these 2 larger centaur creatures. Like he's brandishing like these pike-like things, and there are 2 smaller centaur-like creatures carrying bows as they kind of crest the hill. They are definitely heading in your direction.
May I ask what they look like as they charge toward us? Like, do they appear to have hostile intent?
Yes.
I
Yes,
figured
they
by
do.
rolling initiative, but you know.
Yeah, they do. You can tell there's a look of almost like of hatred and stuff on their face as they head towards your position.
Do they have weapons raised?
Yes.
They do have weapons raised, yes.
Seems fairly clear cut.
Great.
I'm gonna take the dodge action and just get in front of my companions. So take a
Alright.
few steps forwards and dodge.
Alright, you are taking the dodge action. Use that as a dodge. Okay. Centaur down here is gonna run up to you, Ilstra. Is going to, unfortunately, I have to do this manually because everything broke for me today.
Ah, that's why you're asking Ty about Centaur.
Yes, indeed. So attack is.
Is it safe to say that by the time that we see them cresting the hill and whatnot, I would have my mage hand out, kind of instinctually?
Yeah, since Perrin was able to do the mage armor, I'll let you do your mage hand. That's fine.
Okay.
Is Bigby able to take a drink?
Always. That's the
Sure.
free action.
Sure, you can get a free action and just chug. All right.
I would immediately assume that to take the dodge action, you have to drink. Like,
Yep.
All right. So there, he is going to make a pike attack on you. Oh, he's going to charge also. So it hits. Okay.
how tall is the fence? Would you say?
The fence is not very tall. Probably about 4 feet, maybe.
It's taller than me.
Could it be kind of like leapt with a good acrobatics check?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just a straight wooden fence. Okay.
So, just as kind of a side note here, Perrin's dogs would be here too, right?
Yeah, but I haven't said I'm riding on them, so I imagine they'd just be around
Yeah.
somewhere.
They're just like kind of to the left and right of you, like some bodyguards, I'd assume.
Yeah,
Now they're probably running.
Maybe.
I mean, Perrin is
maybe.
definitely riding the dogs. I mean, we just kind of assumed they're there.
I mean, we've already confirmed how fast everyone is except for Perrin, so he needs to ride those dogs, right?
Right.
I can't keep up with either of you.
So, +6, so that's a 12.
That will miss.
All right. So he comes running up with his pike. You see him coming. He's a big lumbering mass, and he kind of stabs his pike, but you easily kind of anticipate the attack, move out of the way. But he is going to try to attack you again with his hooves.
Those things are deadly in the Wild West.
Hooves?
Hooves.
Centaurs?
Yeah. So that's a 19.
That just hits.
So
I bet.
you take. Oh, that was terrible. You take. Wow. You take. Let's see, +4. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from that attack.
Oh, they're pretty strong.
He has a +4.
I was
on
assuming
the
since
damage.
they had a
Yeah.
+6 to attack, they have a +4 to damage.
Yep. And that's his turn. That leads to this one over here. Is going to raise its bow up and take a shot at random.
Oh, nobody's going for me?
Not
The
yet.
other centaur hasn't moved yet.
Not yet. I mean, like.
The
Well, you are
one
the
that was
closest.
closest
Yeah,
to
it'll
me,
shoot.
so.
It'll shoot at you. You are the closest. We'll go with that. So. Well, short bow is a +5 to hit. Okay. So
Probably misses.
that's a natural one. So yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to roll the
Wait.
other one.
He has disadvantage.
Yes.
Make him roll again.
Yeah, this is to
In
get
case
two
it's
natural
lower
ones.
than a natural one.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can get. I mean, it's a natural one. I mean,
Yeah.
So the centaur, you see it like pull up a bow, shoots. Bigby, you're ready for the arrow. Easily dodge out of the way of it.
I go to dodge and it just flies like 8 feet above my head.
You know my favorite.
It
Yeah,
easily
every time
fly-
you want to get hit by an arrow, you never get hit by an arrow.
Exactly. Rilstra.
Tough choice. I'm going to. This guy's just got what? A pike, and that's it?
Yeah, he's got a pike in his hand, basically.
Okay. Anything? Well, I'm not going to take the sword action, so I wouldn't know. I'm just going to attack him with a booming blade. I'm going to take out my short sword.
Okay.
21 to hit
A 21 definitely hits.
for 10 points of damage. And then if he moves, he takes a d8 of thunder. And then I'm going to just make it on the other side of the fence, maybe. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage. And I'm going to try and hop the fence.
Okay.
Would that be accepted, or am I just good?
Go ahead and do athletics or acrobatics, depending on whatever one you want to do.
Athletics, I plow through the fence.
I mean, you could use your strength. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you could just destroy
I
the
gotcha.
fence. Yeah. Easily,
You-
using a few of the rungs on the fence, you kind of leap, do a flip over top.
You do it needlessly extravagant.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very elegant.
Alright.
720 flip.
And that's my turn.
All right. This one down here, we'll take
One of
a
the counts
shot
kind of
you.
looks at me, and I'm just like, shh.
Big
Speak its
B,
language. Ooh.
Mhm.
17. Oh, that's another natural one. All right,
Ooh,
so this one also takes a shot at you, and again, the arrow goes way to the right of you. It's almost not fair, Big B. Like, you want to get hit or try to, but these things aren't even close.
So it takes out a cow.
Yeah, it takes out a cow. Okay, so this centaur here is going to run up to you, Big B, because you're the closest. And it's 6. Oof, that would have been bad. Instead, you get an 11.
11
That
is not
misses.
enough.
Yeah, so he's going to try to run and charge with his bike. That misses. Then he's going to, like, rear up and hoof you. No, the dogs carry around Perrin. I mean,
I'm assuming the other one just bolts and just gets out of the way, basically.
Yeah.
The one that's carrying a backpack.
They're
I
timid.
just meant like they're like on your initiative counter or a different one, but okay.
Yeah, they act on his initiative, basically.
yeah,
If it's a controlled mount,
yes. So
it shares its action pool.
Yeah.
that's 18, and then
Disadvantage.
16.
16 is enough.
All right, so you do get hit with the hooves, even though you're easily dodged the spear. You take another. Let's see, you take. Let's see here, so 2, 6, so 4, 9. Okay, so you take 13
15?
points. 13.
What?
Yeah.
13?
Wait.
Oh,
no.
yep, 13. I don't know why
Plus
I thought
4.
4 plus 5 was 11.
Yeah. So 13 points of bludgeoning damage as the centaur kind of hoofs you in the face. As its turn, Perrin, you're up.
Okay, these guys look rather nasty, so I'm going to bolt them both in the face.
Go for it.
I'm twin casting it, so both of you get it. So 23 and a 21.
Those both hit.
So
Oh.
18 to one, 16 to the other.
So you're casting for each of them? 2 of them?
Yeah, it has to be at 2 different targets.
Okay, so let's see, 18 from the top one,
Excuse me.
and then 16 from the bottom one. Alright.
And they're both lit up with big targets painted on them, so it's advantage for the first attack on them.
Okay. Alright.
Jeez.
And then I'm going to try and hide behind this tree and take any possible cover from it.
Just gonna put a flag here. They are lit up like Christmas trees, and so you guys watch as Perrin just kind of shoots bolts out of her hands. One hits one centaur and the other, and they just start glowing, like lit torches out in the sunlight.
It's like they've got weak points highlighted, like a video
Yes,
game. just
exactly.
glowing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Big B, you're up again.
Big B is going to make a single weapon attack against the guy in front of me.
Okay.
Just like a fist. With
yeah, that's
advantage,
impressive.
so crit.
Woo.
13 damage with a punch.
Okay.
Hi-ya.
He's still up.
Just
Yeah,
break
of
that
course.
horse's leg with a punch.
Using my halfling nimbleness, I can move through any creature size, or in any creature space. So, essentially what Big B does is he slides under the centaur, punches it in the gut, and ends up on the other side of it. And then I'm going to use 1 key point for patient defense to reapply the dodge on myself.
Okay. So you are also still dodging this round as you kind of hit the centaur. You feel the impact on its chest. It goes, "Ugh," and then you kind of slide underneath it and come out the other side. That is your turn.
Oh yeah, the centaur.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one of the
goes
guys
after me. You replace the token.
Oh.
Like he went before.
Yeah. He goes right after me. I think
Right
I have
after
a
you?
default.
It's
There's
the
a
bottom.
12.
Yeah. Okay, so he was a 12.
There's a 14. There's a 14.
14?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he was
Yeah,
14.
it's not on
Alright.
there.
Yeah, I had to replace it because they were linked. Okay. Centaur, down at the bottom, is kind of wincing from getting hit with that bolt. he is going to run for the next easiest target. That's you, Perrin. And he is going to try to hoof you. No, he's going to try to charge at you with his pike. Oops, sorry. That's an 11. That misses.
11 does miss.
All right, so he kind of tries to charge at you with the pike. I'm rolling terribly today. That's good for you guys. So
Yes.
like,
It is.
pike misses. He's gonna then rear up on his hind legs and try to hoof you in the face.
It also misses.
Oh my gosh, that's like that's a 10. So that misses. So you easily get out of the way. The dogs are kind of helping you a little bit as they kind of give you a little bit of a more of a nimbleness that you may not normally have. And
That's definitely.
Centaur just easily misses. Centaur up here is going to.
Oh, he takes the D8 damage because he was booming
that's
blows.
true. He moved. He moved.
Oh,
Rude.
that's okay.
Yep.
D8 damage. All right. He takes 7 points of damage. No,
Eight.
no, that's the first
8.
one because I hit it twice for some dumb reason. 8 points of damage from movement.
Very nice.
Kabam.
Does he stay at
No, he can
disadvantage?
still move. It's just like incentive to not move, basically.
Okay.
And the first attack against him still has initiative or advantage
Okay. Alright,
that's
that's fine.
until somebody attacks him, or the end of Perrin's
So the
next
other
turn?
one doesn't
No.
have advantage anymore.
I don't think there's a limit on how long it lasts.
For what? Guiding bolt?
Oh no, before the end of my next turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Oh, okay. Good. This one is going to move a little bit to the side over here, and it's going to take a shot at Vilstra over the fence.
Any
Partial
additional
cover or full cover?
Uh,
Doesn't really matter.
Considering the nature of the fence,
Doesn't
it's
matter
not
with that
very-
rule.
It doesn't cover much. It's not like a full, like it's one of those cattle fences.
Yeah.
But still, even with that, it's a 10.
I am hard to hit.
And yeah, it just misses.
Or these guys have really terrible aim.
They really do.
Too.
Yeah, so that's its turn. Wilster, you're up.
I'm gonna peek up from behind the fence. Both of them are still kind of glowing, right?
Oh yeah.
No, just the neighbor
No,
one.
just this one I used.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's done.
I'm going to take out my dagger as well, and I'm going to leave the fence and come over and attack this one from behind with both.
And
That's
sneak attack.
Cutting into it, yeah, for sneak attack. As I'm cutting into it, I'll say, if you don't speak common and give us a good reason why you're doing this, really, really quickly, we're going to kill you all right here. I hope you know that.
Give me another acrobatics check as you try to hop the fence.
You got it.
Okay, yeah. 25, yeah, that hits. The 10 does not, however.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do 18 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Dagger comes around. Your words doesn't seem to cause the centaur to respond at all. Because the dagger come in the back of the horse's, the horse part's back end, and you hear him like, oh, he's having a hard time staying up at this point.
Okay. That's it for my turn. I have a bonus action, don't
Yeah, you do.
I?
No, you made an offhand attack. That's
Oh, that's right, you did.
That's right, that's
You
right.
did make an
Never mind.
offhand attack. Correct. All right, so the other centaur is going to attack you, Bigby, turning around with his spear.
Nope. Nope.
All right, so just tries to spear you, easily dodge out of the way, and he's going to come around again with another spear attack.
Andale.
So 17.
That is a hit.
All right,
No,
this time
this
the
is done,
spear hits
right?
him.
Oh, sorry, yeah, +6, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot you didn't add the
Yeah,
modifier.
this time the spear hits him, Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the modifiers written out.
Wait, a spear?
Yeah, he tried to spear you. The pike is what it meant. He tried to hit you with the pike the first time you missed. And you like tried to shove it again.
Multi-attack.
Yeah, he has a multi-attack.
Like attacks? Okay.
Mhm.
I thought he had.
Oh wait, no, he has to do that.
One
with
pike,
hooves.
one hooves.
He has to do it with hooves. You're right. I just saw that there. So another 6, 8. So
That's
wow,
8.
so 12 damage from that attack. Another blood.
Still
12
standing.
points of budget trap. That's his turn.
Long live the tanks. Long live the tanks.
This one
thanks.
down at the bottom is going to take a shot at you, Rilstra. I don't have high hopes for that.
I mean, I am distracted this time, so it's probably easier.
So plus 5, so that's a 16.
That just hits.
Just hits? Alright.
My AC is a 16.
Alright. Their short bow damage is not great. So 6 points of piercing damage as the short bow is unleashed. And you feel an arrow like sink into the back of your shoulder.
Ah!
Perrin, you're up.
Okay, this one is. How's it looking? This one that me and Rilstra are both in.
Oh, he looks bad. He's in bad shape.
Okay, I'm just going to try and grab some leg or hindquarter or something that I can reach, and shocking grasp with a 10, which probably misses.
10, unfortunately, does not miss. You do manage to grab the hindquarters of the horse part. You shock it out, but the electricity doesn't seem to have an effect on the centaur for some reason. You didn't put enough energy in it or something went wrong, but he is unaffected.
Right, screw it. In that case, I'm going to do spiritual weapon and whack the one next to Big Bay.
Get you a sword here.
11 force damage.
Use the phantasmal sword. Give that to you. There we go. Alright, so 19 does hit for 11 points of force damage. Bigby, as you're tangling with this centaur over here, you notice the spectral weapon just sort of appears and just whacks it from behind. You watch as the centaur is kind of having a hard time staying up. And that leads to you.
Alright, I'm gonna attempt to punch this thing into oblivion. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
26. I
Yeah.
am then going to use my key to do a flurry of blows.
There's no need to do that. As you,
Oh, he's down?
bring out your fist, hits squarely in the. You watch his chest cave in, and the centaur just kind of gives a sort of vacant look and just tumbles over. Make a dexterity save.
Oh. I'm hoping with
You
my plus
easily
7.
jump out of the way as it tumbles to the ground.
Alrighty. I am still going to use that key point to do the flurry of blows, because if I do, I get the drunken technique, which increases my move speed by 10, so I can make it to this guy
Okay.
and start punching this guy.
Very well.
14.
14 hits. And with that, you finish off the first one. Its chest caves in. You come running across the road over to where Perrin is and Rilstra dealing the other one. You just kind of kick that one up to the side. You watch as your foot kind of breaks the ribs on that side. That centaur kind of tumbles over in the direction of the fence. Falls onto the fence. It is no more.
With my final attack, can I attempt to interpose the giant centaur corpse between me and the guys with arrows?
Make a athletics check.
I guess it's no!
No.
Oh.
Nice try though. You try to move the centaur, kind of give you some cover. It's just too heavy.
Alright. Can I drop to the ground?
Yeah, you could go prone.
Okay. I fall prone.
Prone is a free action, I believe.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So you're now prone.
Yep.
He's dead. You watch now as seeing the two centaurs fall, this one begins to back off and run off the other direction. Off the map. About 35 feet now. No, actually, no, it could dash. So it's about 75 feet off the map now. Real straight, you're up.
Seeing this, for the record, my mage hand is right here, right where I started.
Mage hand, okay.
I'm going to use my movement to get right about here. As I approach, I'm going to move my mage hand this direction, which has 30 feet. And it's not going to make it all the way to him, but I'm going to make it visible about halfway through. And as I'm walking toward him, this other centaur, in Infernal, I'll say, "Leave now, or I'll string up your corpses and their entrails from tree to tree like a goddamn carnage festival."
Make an
I don't know if I understand it, but
check.
it's the thought that counts, really.
They probably don't understand, but I imagine you get the message across regardless.
Well, I mean, they see this like spooky hand flying toward them now too.
One
so.
of them is head off to the other direction, not even bothering to check behind. The one that's still there, kind of their eye. You see the eyes get wide, and you see the bow kind of droop a little bit.
Okay, and that's it for my turn.
All right. And you watch as that one kind of just shoves the bow over the shoulder and just runs off. Also about 75 feet off the map. They seem to be fleeing from the current battle situation. So, unless you guys want to flee to chase them, do you want to chase them?
Not me.
Not hugely.
Okay.
Nope.
So you watch as
What
the
is-
two centaurs kind of crest the hill and run off. Their sounds getting further and further away.
I'll dismiss my mage hand.
Okay.
Ugh. No, I'm gonna break off the arrow that's in my shoulder. And start bandaging that
It
up.
hurts, but yeah, you get it out.
Once it seems like we're safe and we're not being attacked anymore, and we're all gathered together, I will do aid to heal us all by 5.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Max
all
Anchor.
the way up to 7
by
hit points.
5.
Hey,
Better than 2.
that it is.
Well, if you short rest, that will give Court time to catch up.
Do we take a nap?
Is it quite late now? Is it evening?
From you've
I
probably
would say-
traveled about 3 miles from that spot, so that's about an hour or so, and it was that probably about 4
Fall.
o'clock for you as Cord also was traveling. So right now, to keep time in sync, Cord has arrived at Giddens.
Yeah, that makes about that, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say 2 things. One, I'd like to search over the centaurs.
Yeah,
anything
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but you search with me. I mean,
All right.
We can loot the corpses together.
Saving one of
Exactly.
those pikes for court might be a good idea. You might appreciate that.
Yeah, there's some
Court
nice
will just
pikes.
stroll down the road and be confused by dead centaurs everywhere.
If that is for looking for loot, I hope. No, yeah. Or-
Yeah,
If-
trying
Rolstra.
to
if
work
needed.
out the-
I don't know if they have anything besides the pikes. I just wanted to see.
On the centaurs, they're not wearing any armor. they have two longbows on the back that they did not bring out. But other
Ooh.
than that, they're just pikes. There's nothing really else of value on their corpses.
I do like that longbow, though. Does it look like manageable for my size, or were they like really, really big longbows or something?
These are large creatures, so the bows are pretty large bows.
Mm-hmm. Does it look like I'd be able to use this or not?
You would probably not be able to move if you did. Think of the a cello compared
Fair
to
enough.
a normal person. So that's what that longbow is like. It's pretty big.
Okay. I will take some of their arrows, though, that I assume they have to
Sure.
go with it.
Yeah. It's fine.
And then secondly, I'd like to speak up to our group as Rilstra. All right, let's keep moving towards the junction. I don't know why they deemed us viable targets for assault.
I'm
I
not
can't
sure if that's a
imagine
good idea.
Can't
I'm
imagine that
thinking-
they would be attacking at a major crossroads. This road is kind of a middle of the run here.
I'd rather wait for Court to catch back up to us personally. I don't think
What
we
if
want
they
to get...
return with reinforcements? We just slew 2 of theirs.
Sure enough, but maybe we should head back and meet up with him sooner.
You guys then realize that Bigby is snoring on the ground.
Well, it seems like Biggie wants to take a rest regardless.
All right. So you
Well,
guys.
I will meet you at the crossroads then.
Okay.
Oh, good, we're going down to 2 people in a group. Oh, good. If they attack again, that'll be excellent.
That'll be fun.
All right. So let me split this little thing in like. All right. So Court right now has arrived
Just
back.
put Bigby on the dog and go with him.
You could probably just drag our tokens onto this map.
Yeah, I'd rather not though.
Well, I accidentally put a cord on the map.
That's all right. It's all right. Yeah. So there, Rilstra started to make your way to the south.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Bigby and Perrin just kind of take a short rest, kind of gather up your strength. Rilstra, you start to head to the south, and the short rest is about 30 minutes, so you don't get too incredibly far away.
Yeah,
And with
I just wanted
that-
to make it to the intersection.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a short 10-minute break, and we'll meet back here then. We'll finish up the session. See you then.
Huzzah! For snacks.
How long are you thinking of going further, Will?
When do you need to leave?
Somewhere between 2:30 and 2:45.
3, my time.
I don't know. What time is it now for you?
It's
It's
2:03.
It is
here.
currently 2.
Yeah.
currently 2. Yeah, so about 2:45-ish.
Okay. Yeah, we can,
All right.
we can wrap it up about then. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I mean, you can carry on without me. That's totally fine. It's just I need to head off a bit early this week.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we can wrap it up around that. All right, we'll see you back about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Now I'm off to look at the rules for running, because if Court has collected information regarding centaurs and he knows you guys are all running into centaurs, he's going to be...
All right, we're back. So, you guys, so real sure you eventually, it takes about another hour. But you eventually make yourself to the crossroads, and you notice immediately as you make it to the crossroads that even for the seventh day, there seems to be quite a bit of traffic that goes from Renning out to the road to the east and west. Nobody really pays attention to you, but
Got my hood up.
yeah, so there's just kind of like rolling by.
Okay, but it does seem like fairly well traveled currently. Like there's people moving.
Oh
about.
yes, oh yes. You I would say about every 10, 15 minutes or so somebody ends up moving by. Sometimes
no one I
it's a cluster of
recognize, right?
people. No, just people traveling from Renning or east towards Lakeshore. Yeah, so people going back and forth that way. So you make it there. About 30 minutes later, Perrin and Bigby, your rest concludes. Cord, we'll say at this point you probably have talked to people, deliver your message, and are just now starting to head back.
Yeah, because I expected to be in town for about an hour and then catch up.
So, eventually,
Although before Court left town, he did want to tell the captain of the guard that him and his companions were headed towards Renning, so hopefully they would see about the centaurs.
okay, yeah. You tell Matheny that, and he says, "Be careful out." Tells you to be careful out there, because you don't know why they're attacking or for what purpose, and so it's kind of confusing to everybody, and that's why he's kind of trying to keep everybody calm, so that, there's not mobs out in the middle of the plains. So it's just be careful traveling.
Will do. Keep things under control, and now you can tell them that something is being done.
All right. So I would say about 2 hours later, Rilstra, the rest of the group kind of. Actually, no. Well, are Perrin and Bigby? Are you gonna wait for Court to return? Was that the plan?
I was thinking of heading backwards to try and catch up, to try and meet him earlier, because
Okay.
I don't want to be caught out with centaurs.
That makes sense. So, Perrin and Bigby make their way to Rilstra. They arrive about an hour after you get there. Rilstra, hour and a half, and then about an hour after that, Court arrives as well. So you are back together at the crossroads. And as you arrive, you see Perrin and Bigby. As you arrive first, you see that Rilstra has already set up a tent.
I think he would have wanted to set up his tent a little bit further from the road.
It's kind of like off in the direction of running the other side of the road. But
I mean, it's not on the road, but you could see it. I mean, it's a plain. The central plains are pretty flat.
yeah.
Yeah. You can tell there's a tent over to the side.
But I'm not there.
Right.
If nothing else, Court probably paused for like 15 minutes to go, "That's a dead centaur. And there's another one over there."
Yeah, you do encounter a few centaur corpses on the way down.
And yet you only find one quiver of arrows.
Mm-hmm. True.
He's not a stupid guy, so he could probably connect the dots of 2 dead centaurs. My friends came this way. I don't see your bodies. I assume they killed centaurs.
Friends like killing things.
So eventually, everybody gets back. Court. 3 of you see Court coming in a distance. He seems to have not been attacked by centaurs on his way there, so.
I think you would appreciate the challenge, even if it was of, ooh, a centaur.
Good day, court. Everything sorted now?
Indeed. Well, for me personally. However, the town of Giffins is in sort of a uproar. The mayor's daughter has been kidnapped by centaurs.
Pardon?
She's also part of a brothel. They're just rumors. Ignore them.
I'd like to think so, but I just saw 2 centaur bodies, and
Yeah, they attacked us. What's happened to her?
apparently she's been kidnapped. There was a surviving guard came into town saying that they busted up the wagon or carriage and stole her.
Well, then we need to go
certainly
save
didn't
her.
see the wreckage of a carriage anywhere now, did we?
Oh, we need to go hunt down these centaurs and save her. Post haste.
The guards were saying it was near Renning Hold. Sorry.
So around this area, in fact, make a investigation check, looking around here. Bigby's still waking up from his nap. He's still kind of in
No,
twilight
Bigby
sleep.
is still injured.
Oh, sorry, is everyone making an investigation? I thought it was just caught.
Mm-mm.
I thought
Everybody's
everybody's thing.
taking a look around. Once court delivers that information, everybody's looking around. You would definitely be looking around, Perrin. Yeah, you kind of go back towards the road looking around, and then you see it off to the side. It's kind of been pushed aside, but there is this really broken, destroyed wagon that indeed is the mayor's wagon, and it is in pieces, and there is
Nothing
nobody to
left,
see.
like clothing, anything like that anywhere, right?
Yeah, the clothing and stuff that, she was on a trip, there's still, like, stuff inside, like, the wagon itself. Some trunks that may have, like, flown open and so forth. Doesn't look to have been ransacked, just looks to have been, like, broken and tossed to the side.
I'll correct that. What's to be found of their stuff?
With the
Rostro, we don't have time to be searching broken down wagons. We need to get going.
Give me a perception
Looking
check.
for evidence, Perrin.
It's almost evening. We're sleeping here. What more do you want to do?
Sleeping here. We need to go. We need to hunt down these centaurs before they get away.
Where
Well-
is this sudden need to do justice coming from?
There's that.
Goddamn. A
you know
young
what?
girl's been kidnapped. Do you not want to help?
Look, it's probably karma for leading a brothel or whatever the hell she was doing. I'm going to search the stuff. If you find tracks and you can figure out or ascertain where they went, I'm more than willing to go with you, I suppose. But for now, then I'll go back to rummaging.
Okay.
I still
Is
can
any-
barely see out of one eye.
Is
So-
anyone good at searching for tracks? Because I know I'm certainly not.
Court would like to think he, like mechanically, not good at it, but he would like to think he is.
Court,
So
give me a
Court would
survival
look for
check.
like centaurs. And,
I will be assisting Court in his searching for tracks.
I mean, it fits background wise. Like, oh yeah, he's a guy from the plains. He'd be good at this stuff.
Sure.
You can't be worse than me. I'm a -1.
I'm
Relstra,
also a -1.
decent at it, but she's just focused on something else right now.
Well, ironically, wisdom is Court's dump stat, so he's an intelligent barbarian, not a wise one.
All right.
This is
So
also my dumb stat, and I'm not proficient.
Yeah.
Aaron is, of course, definitely helping you find, but you kind of notice like there is a set of hoof tracks that lead off from the wagon trail, across the dirt road, and on into heading northeast into the Central Plains. Yeah, toward this direction.
And that's about right for Quark's knowledge of centaurs, is they're way out there.
Hmm.
Well, pack up your tent, Rostra. We need to get going.
All right. So while they've been searching that,
Okay, so Rilstra, you find a few sets of fine clothing,
Mhm.
probably about a week's worth of clothing, maybe a little bit more than that.
Okay.
There is a necklace or two that you
Okay.
find. They're not like, it's not really extravagant. It's kind of just a normal, like it's not really expensive looking, but it might catch a few coins. Other than that, it's just basic like wilderness supplies such as rations and torches in case they're they need them. Basic supplies to help them survive on their way.
Okay. So the necklaces left like no gems in them. They're just like gold and silver.
Yeah, basically, just chains.
Okay. Two things. One, I'll take one of the nicer set of clothing that I
Okay.
assume the mayor's daughter wears. Hopefully, we're
Yep.
the same size. I don't
Yeah.
really know. It's more for potential later use, and then one of the necklaces for potential tracking purposes as well.
You also find about a total of, amongst the wreckage, probably about 72 copper flagons.
Cool. All right.
Have you done nosing around now?
Suppose that'll have to do. Why, have you found some tracks?
Court over here has.
Right. I start putting together my tent and putting it away.
All right. So you paint, the rest of you kind of painstakingly watch as Ristra just takes her time putting away her tent, packaging it all up nice.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, come on.
Well, I'm doing that. So where is this coming from again, Perrin? I've already expressed earlier. If you're good at something, get paid for it.
What are you talking about?
Saving the mayor's daughter, led. Is there a reward out or something?
No, you're just saving an innocent person who's been kidnapped.
Perrin, I'm sorry, but I can't go on.
We don't need to. We're not going to catch anything today. Just let's get a few miles along the tracks that it's following. Let's traveling to do tomorrow. What time is it now?
It is like late in the evening, so we're probably not going to be able to follow the tracks very far.
Yeah, it's probably about 7, 8
Get
o'clock.
like maybe like a couple of hours or so.
It's probably about 7:30, maybe.
Yeah,
8.
we can get,
So
we can get a few
the
hours.
set in an hour, give or take.
Yeah, then maybe an hour of twilight as well.
Very well, I'll follow you.
Well, it is fall, so it's probably getting dark, if it's not dark already.
Mm-hmm.
It might be better to wait till morning light and see what else we can see.
Well, we can set off and see how far along we get before we it gets too dark to follow the tracks, I suppose.
Fine, let's go. He who chases two pigeons catches neither, though.
Why are we chasing pigeons?
The one thing.
Good job, Court. Good job.
That was a word of wisdom thing. Wisdom, again, not his strong suit. Like, why are we chasing pigeons? I thought we were chasing centaurs.
We are chasing centaurs.
And pigeons. Let's go.
All right, so you guys begin to go off the road and start to head into the wilderness. How far are you going to go into it?
We probably got an hour of daylight left.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
as long as we can keep following the tracks, as long as there's enough light.
so you kind of follow the tracks of the centaurs until you get about, we'll say right about here, and that's where you will make camp for the night.
If there are wild centaurs, we will most definitely need to keep watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose Perrin, your dogs are guard dogs. Or are they more pack dogs?
They're more pack dogs, but
Yeah.
they'll be able to sit around, and if they hear or smell something, they probably.
Right.
What do you all know about any of these centaurs?
All of your perception checks will be at advantage because you have dogs that will be assisting you.
They'll need to they'll need to sleep as well, so it'll be
Yeah,
two
while they're
watches,
awake,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
So
all know?
are we setting our watch rotation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's bad at doing watches? I'm pretty bad.
I'm terrible.
I can see more than the rest, I would imagine.
So
I can't see in the dark, so.
I can, if you take the watch after me, I'll put a light on for you, and you can have
I,
that.
I can do that.
And if me and Big B keep a dog with us on watch, since they're we're the ones who are pretty bad at keeping watch.
All right.
Do any of you know anything about these centaurs?
Would Court need to roll a history check on that, or just centaurs in general kind of
Court,
thing?
since your background is roaming the plains and things of that nature, it's very odd for centaurs to be attacking people out in the open like that. And centaurs tend to are not really that aggressive. So it's definitely caught your attention that some would do something like this.
When he walked past the bodies, were they his typical centaur, or was there something off about them?
They look like typical centaurs. I mean,
Okay.
nothing appearance-wise looks off.
Yeah, so Court will share whatever centaur knowledge he has to spare.
Which would be
That basically that centaurs are tribal, kind of like your tribe was out, and they kind of roam around, very nomadic. They don't tend to be very aggressive unless attacked. So it's interesting the centaurs would be acting in this manner. They're fast. So you want to kind of stay away from open plains if you're going to combat them. You want to have some obstacles in between you.
Do you know of their numbers or anything? Any of the local centaurs, I suppose?
You would know they probably just roam around in tribal units. They could be as small a tribe as 20, a large tribe as hundreds.
Do you know what languages they speak, Court?
You've never met one, so no. Most of your knowledge, Court, comes from what your elders have passed down, but you've never personally met a centaur. So.
James isn't here, so.
Oh, well, yeah. That's Court wouldn't know.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Missed that. All
So
right,
should we do watches?
So who's first watch?
Sure. Just as an out of character thing, since we are bedding down to the evening, I do set up my tent once more. I don't know if anybody else has tents, but I also set up my string and bell kind of on the inside of the flaps of my tent, so someone kind of just pushing in would not know
Sure.
that is there.
Okay.
That's just that. For watches, I can take whatever one. Doesn't really matter to me.
I'll need to wait for the swelling to go down before I can take an effective watch.
I should probably take whichever hour we wish for the dock to be full on in effect when we don't want to.
Sorry. I think it's already dark because we keep walking until we
Yes.
can't see anymore.
But an hour where we don't want any bright lights.
I don't think it
Something
makes a
like that.
difference. Do you want to take the first one then, Reelstra?
Sure.
All right.
I'll take the second and light up Big B for the third.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, Rilstra, for your first watch. Looking around, really quiet night on the plains. Occasionally you'll hear the cry of a wolf, the fluttering of a bird, scurrying of a small animal. Looking off in the distance, you do see a low cloud deck has begun to move across the sections to the west.
Like a full moon or something?
No, like a cloud deck, like
Okay.
like an oncoming, like at least some sort of rain event.
So like a I was just imagining like one small cloud. It's like a real thick,
Yeah, like
humongous
a line of
block.
clouds has started to form to the west.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it.
But other than that, your watch passes um, without issue.
Do I get the feeling that it may rain? What I know. I don't think I would really
Give me a
know.
nature check.
Okay. I've lived outside often enough.
Yeah. Considering that as you've done your watch, the cloud deck has gotten closer and closer, it's a good possibility. As far as how much rain and how often, you're not really sure at this point, but it does look like it might rain.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right. If that's it for my watch, I'm gonna go ahead and wake up. Perrin. Oi, Perrin. What's up?
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Small chance of rain, that.
Perrin, you wake up and give me a perception check for your watch.
Is this with advantage because of the?
Yes, because the dogs are probably up while you're up. Okay. With the 12, you're kind of looking around. Nothing seems to much happen, but you do notice that, again, this cloud deck is getting closer and closer and a little bit more pronounced and ominous from the west.
Is there any shelter where we are, or are we just right in the
Not
middle of the plains?
really. I mean, you're out in the plains. I mean, there are a few, like, clusters of trees, but they're kind of probably about 100 something feet from you. But even that is not a lot of cover.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll just wake Bigby up for the third watch then.
okay. Bigby, you
Alrighty.
awake. Your eye is not quite as swollen anymore. And
Perception?
Give me a perception. Yeah.
Well,
Also with the pooch, but still.
Yeah. So you don't hear anything, but toward the end of your watch, you notice as the wind starts to howl across the plain. You're feeling the wind start to carry up real straight. You're feeling, you kind of wake up weirdly as your tents kind of starts to move a little bit. It's a little strange, kind of indicative of some sort of storming event. As your watch comes to an end, you hear like this sound of like crack of thunder and like pretty close, and then you start seeing the lightning bolts come across, and next thing you know, it is just pouring down rain on top of the camp, and the wind is just howling and storms just blowing in.
If I got my tent, like knocked down tight enough, I would assume, knowing that it was gonna rain. Would I have my tent like tied down tightly enough?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you secured it anyway. And
Yeah.
put it down because it gets windy on the plains suddenly anyway.
Yeah.
But you're starting to feel like the intensity of the wind is pretty intense as it kind of blows in. The rain is coming down in sheets now. Those of you outside, you were awakened to just this onslaught of water as the rain just starts sheeting in.
I climb into Rilstra's tent.
Yep, it's a.
Real straight, you now have gas as your bell goes ding 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 ding.
It can only hold 2. What are you doing in here?
It's okay, I'm small.
We're two small people.
I'm immediately attacking the first person that enters. Out of
Oh god. Okay.
This is out of sheer habit.
Roll an attack. Oh god.
Yep, you stabbed me and I'm unconscious.
You
I did literally say, real strat, I'm coming in.
He did say, yeah, he did say that.
It's loud. There's like winds and shit.
That's true. That's fair. All right.
But
Give me
you
a
got a short
perception
rest,
check.
did you not?
Vilster,
Big
give
I did, but I didn't use any hit dice.
well, that's your fault.
Vilster, give me a perception check with disadvantage. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
with
you go.
7, no. Yeah. So Big B, you like scream out, I'm coming in, but she doesn't hear you, and the bell rings, and you just get a dagger to the shoulder, and then it's just like lights out.
Well, maybe. Roll an attack. Oh, no, you did roll. Yeah, it's an 18.
Oh shit. And then I assume Perrin's coming in right behind him. So
Yes, Perrin comes in right behind him.
this
I
is
don't know.
crowded. This is very crowded. Actually, it's not quite that crowded because you're both half size. Whatever.
Yes.
I don't know what Court's doing. He probably is like,
Court probably has his own little teepee that he travels with.
okay, do you have a tent? Like a little travel tent with you?
I have marked down in his
Sure.
equipment as
Sure, okay.
tent and bedroll, or bedroll and backpack.
Yeah, so
I
Court, as you're laying there, you start to feel the wind kind of shake your tent a little bit. Yours is made out of better stuff because you lived on the plains. You were used to that. So yeah, it rattles a bit, but it's not quite the rattling that Rilstra's tent is getting right now, as the storm's just kind of pouring on. The lightning and thunder starts to hit, and then maybe a perception check with disadvantage. Court.
That's fucking great.
About 15 or so minutes later, you're sitting there and you feel the ground start to shake a little bit.
Well, that can't be anything but not anything good. So he'd roll out of his tent and
And then you hear the sound of what sounds like almost like the rushing of large amount of water headed towards you. And it doesn't sound like rain. It sounds like something really, really intense, like this water that could break apart rocks. And so did you say you go out of the tent?
yeah, he'd crawl out of his tent.
Okay, so as you go out of the tent, you kind of look west in the direction, and you see something that kind of terrifies you. There is this long, snaking tunnel of wind that is blowing and heading straight towards your position. And you watch on the skyline, when every once in a while when the lightning and thunder occurs, as pieces of trees are sucked up into it and tossed about.
Court's a plains guy. He'd know what a tornado is when he
It's a
sees
tornado.
one.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, this is a tornado. And as you watch this thing approach, the howling getting ever closer, that's what we're going to have to end the session for today.
Should I roll a new character?
Well, if
You got 5 health.
If Bigby's legs are sticking out of the tent, Court would wander over and be like, "Wake up, we gotta go."
I would assume at that point I'm awake. My natural
Oh,
paranoia.
yes. Everybody's awake at that point. It is loud. All right.
We're also, like, for the most part, not wearing armor. So
Yeah, I'm guessing shield doesn't work on tornadoes.
It it works for whatever's about to hit you in the tornado.
That is
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it
That
works
is
against
true.
flying rocks or flying trees.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
Ooh, also, by this point, has it been 8 hours since we fought the centaurs? Mage armors.
I mean,
8
it is the
hours.
last watch, so yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Do we get a long rest?
You did get Bigby. Yeah, we'll say Bigby got. We'll say you managed to get a long rest before the tornado hits.
And you've learned the small lesson of don't enter like the paranoid person's tent. Unannounced.
Well,
No.
now he knows you're really paranoid. He'll
Yeah.
remember that next
Lesson
time.
learned.
All right, thank you
Jingle the bell
guys.
before you go in.
Thank you guys for watching on Twitch and YouTube. We'll be back next week at this time. See what happens next. Looking forward
We're
to
gonna
it.
die.
See it.
Right.
Good die.
Toodaloo.
See you then.